You ever notice how some men just get passed over, no matter how much effort they put in? It's like the world has an invisible ignore button, and some guys are permanently stuck on it. Now, before you start blaming bad luck or society, here's a shocking truth. This isn't random. History, psychology, and even modern social dynamics all point to the same conclusion. Weakness gets ignored. And I'm not talking about physical strength here. I'm talking about character, presence, and the subtle energy that commands attention. Stick around, because by the end, you'll understand why this happens and exactly how the strongest men have always managed to never be ignored, no matter the odds. Let's start with the psychology of attention. Humans from prehistoric times to today are wired to notice strength. Not just brute strength, but the kind that inspires confidence, decisiveness, reliability, and emotional control. Studies show that in social and professional environments, people naturally gravitate toward individuals who exude competence and calm under pressure. That's why weak men and those who waver, complain, or over-explain themselves get overlooked. Their energy literally signals, I'm not worth noticing. And this isn't just anecdotal. Researchers have observed it in workplaces, classrooms, and even dating scenarios. Those who fail to project inner strength are significantly less likely to receive opportunities, recognition, or respect. Now here's where it gets interesting. The Stoics, thousands of years ago, understood this intuitively. Figures like Marcus Aurelius or Seneca didn't just preach virtue, OMO, they lived it. They understood that weakness isn't just physical or emotional, it's a lack of self-mastery. And self-mastery in Stoic philosophy isn't about showing off or being aggressive. It's about controlling your reactions, maintaining composure in chaos, and acting decisively when it matters most. This quiet strength, that's what makes a man impossible to ignore. Think of it like this. In any group, the weak man blends into the background. He talks too much about himself, reacts too much to others, or constantly seeks validation. Contrast that with a man of inner strength, calm, observant, and measured. People naturally defer to him, listen to him, and even seek his guidance without him ever having to demand it. And here's the subtle genius part. You don't have to be loud, flashy, or dominant. You simply need to embody the kind of presence that says, I handle myself. You can trust me to handle the rest. That's magnetic. That's attention commanding. That's why weak men are ignored. Their energy subconsciously signals, follow someone else. But don't just take my word for it. History is full of examples. Think of leaders like George Washington or modern figures like Elon Musk. Their presence alone carries weight. Even before they say a word, people know there's competence behind the eyes, calm behind the posture. Weak men, by contrast, are often well-meaning but reactive. They crumble under scrutiny or defer too quickly. The world doesn't ignore them because it's cruel. It's wired to prioritize reliability, courage, and resilience. And here's the kicker. All of these traits are cultivated. You're not born magnetic, you build it. So how do you start moving from ignored to unavoidable? First, stop over-explaining yourself. Confidence isn't loud. Second, embrace discomfort. Real growth comes from facing situations you'd rather avoid. Third, develop mastery over your emotions. The Stoics called it apatheia, a state where your calm is unshakable. And finally, act decisively. Weak men hesitate, strong men move. And that difference is everything. The people around you, consciously or unconsciously, read these signals and respond accordingly. By now, you're probably wondering, is this all just philosophy or is there a practical takeaway? The answer is simple. Yes, it works. Inner strength isn't theoretical. Every action you take, every choice you make, either adds to your presence or diminishes it. Small habits, like keeping promises, speaking less and doing more, and staying calm under pressure, compound over time. That's the secret the Stoics knew, and it's why strong men historically commanded attention without asking for it. Weak men, they get ignored again and again until they either transform or fade into the background. So here's the final truth. Being ignored isn't a punishment. It's feedback. It tells you exactly what you need to work on. If you embrace self-mastery, cultivate calm authority, and act decisively, you won't just be noticed. You'll be remembered. Weak men are ignored because they lack these traits. Strong men aren't ignored because they've learned to embody them. And that's a lesson that history, psychology, and philosophy all agree on. Now, here's the question for you. When you look at your own life, are you unknowingly sending the signal of weakness? And if you are, what's the first step you'll take today to stop being invisible? Leave your thoughts below. The most insightful answers might just spark the discussion that changes everything. And if you want more of these hidden truths, lessons they don't want you to know, hit subscribe and stick around. Because the next time we reveal the strategies of influence and respect, you'll want to be ready.